Well, good afternoon, family. Your girl Cecelia here, Next Level Real Estate Investing. Welcome to the Next Level Table Talk segment. I am your host, Cecelia, and I will be spending the next 30 minutes with you. I have someone that's going to join the call in a second to talk a little bit about development because, as you guys know, right now, I am on this development roller coaster ride and I'm excited about it. I talk to people every day about development, about land. I share with them the upcoming summit that I'm doing on the 5th of October at the National Gaylord. So if you guys are out there and you want to swing by, I have a complimentary ticket for you. You can fly in, hang out with us, come through if you in the DMV. It's going to be amazing. I am bringing my friends from all over this country to be a part of this amazing event because guess what? It's time for us to do some affordable housing too. And I know they say they don't talk about it affordable housing anyway. It's called workforce housing. But everybody that's been on this national convention from Monday to last night, they were saying affordable housing. And if you guys have not been tuning in, you need to check in tonight because you know this is Kamala's night and she's going to turn it up. She's going to light up that stage. And they are going to be putting millions of dollars into this industry so that we can help others become homeowners. So at this time, I'm going to bring on my friend, my guest speaker for Thursday, Mr. Derrick Marlow. So Mr. D, come on to the stage, bruh. Hey,
Hello, 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 hello. How's everybody doing?
we are good. We are good. Thank you for joining the call. I see you in the car, so that must be you making some money moves today. This is
Yeah,
Thankful Thursday, right?
yeah, just driving around looking at different projects and seeing what's going on in the streets. That's the job of a project manager, to manage the
Oh,
project.
to manage the project. Okay. So to manage the project, that means you start off early. I don't know if you go into the office or you have rollovers from the day before, you catching up with, you looking at land projects that are I guess in various CRMs or sites, and then you start making some calls, and before you know it, you can have yourself a deal, huh?
Yep, yep. So, everybody needs to have their own moment in the morning, that me time, that power of hour, the hour of
Yeah.
power, where
Yes.
you, whether it's if you believe in the Lord and you do your prayer, your
Yes.
affirmations, you go to the
Yes.
gym, you eat a healthy breakfast, you sit down and you write down your goals and you write down your plans for the day,
Yes.
then
Yes.
then you get started.
Right, right. That's when you start your day, right? You roll
Right.
out of bed. After you do that, your feet hit the floor and you say, "Thank you, Jesus, for another day."
That's right.
Exactly. So, Mr. D, I want to kind of pick up a little bit. We had some really good conversations. What was it? Today is Thursday. So it must have been on Monday or Tuesday about
Hmm.
development. And as you know, that is my lane, that's my space. And I have visited with you and your team in Petersburg. I think it was in June, and I
Yep.
had an amazing time. You guys showed us some projects that you had just completed. And I mean, I love the floor plans. I love the pricing. So you guys did an amazing job. And I want
Thank
to
you.
just
Thank you.
tell you, we want to rip off and duplicate because, I'm one of them kind of people. If I don't have to reinvent the wheel and somebody has done something successful and it turned out well and they making some money with it, it's just not monopoly, as I say. I want to do this. I want to do that same thing, bro. So what I saw in Petersburg was amazing. I know that they have so much development coming down there or has started there or in the plans, I would say. And you guys have your hands in the midst of it all. And that's what I love about working with people that already are doing it. And that will be you guys.
Hmm. Yep. Yeah. So the projects that you seen was AJ and his wife, those two the two new constructions that was side by side.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah, those were the Duke. We call those the Duke. Three
The Duke.
bedroom, yeah, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath ranch. I mean 2 story, and it was
Uh-huh.
1,744 square feet. And we've got 4 plans that we're gonna do and just constantly reproduce them and do them all throughout Petersburg and Dinwiddie.
Okay. All right. So you guys tell me a little bit. So you are identifying the land,
Yeah. So
but
step number one would be to identify the parcels of land that we're going to work on, right?
right.
And then
Uh-huh.
part of the due diligence is to check with zoning and make
Uh-huh.
sure that what size house can fit on this lot.
Yep.
Then we want to check with utilities to make sure that water and sewer is nearby and what the cost to connect the water and sewer. Because there could have been a house there before, then it's just a connection fee. But if there
Mm-hmm.
was never a house there before, then it's the tap fee, which is twice the connection fee because now the city's got to dig up the street and tap into the existing line that's close by, or they need to bring it to us.
Okay.
So after we get all those numbers, then we can move forward with, purchasing the land.
Very good. Okay. So having said that, if the lines are already there from something that was there before, that maybe it been a burnout or a tear down or just a space where a developer had did some houses there and this was piece this just didn't get developed, you can go in and do that because it's already there.
Right,
It's easier, it's less expensive to tap onto that than having to go do it from scratch. And that's just common sense. That's a one
right,
and one is two, right?
right, correct.
Okay. So, all right, so let's talk a little bit about that process because everyone seems to feel, and I did too until, gosh, Coach and I started talking about doing this development thing in February, and then we got together late February. So, let's say, the process you are looking for the land, you find the land has to be developed, you have to figure out if it needs to be subdivided, and then kind of walk me through for a few minutes about that process of get, because everybody thinks the permits take forever, and I believe that they do too, because when I'm flipping houses, I go to the county and get a permit. It takes a while to get that in my hand, and I feel stuck, I feel on pause, I can't move, and then money is being spent every month because I'm paying the hard money lender that I'm working with, and nothing's happening for me. And then I get stuck, I get
Hmm.
stuck, and then it's like, shoot, I'm paying money, but there's nothing happening for me. So
Yep.
speak to that a little bit about the permits and how that process works.
So it's just like anything else. The first time is going to be the hardest. Second time gets a little bit easier, and then the third time, forget about it. You're a pro, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in starting out, it's really on your team. So you need to get a survey, and then you need to get your plans designed. Now, your survey, you put the plans on the survey, which turns that into a site plan. All
Mm-hmm.
of that gets submitted to the city or the county to when you applying for your permits. The city and the county is going to have questions about your site plan and about your building permit. And
Mr. D, I think you might have hit a dead spot. Hello? Hello? Okay, guys, I just lost him. Hopefully, he'll come back.
oh, how
You
about
there?
now? How about
Yes,
now?
sir. Thank you. Thumbs up.
Okay.
Thumbs up. Uh huh.
All right. So I was talking about the team, your surveyor
Yes.
and the person did. Now you could either have an engineer or a draftsman. Either one can do your plans. So it just depends on how long it takes them to respond to the city, because the city might say, well, what's going to be the the depth in the crawl space? How tall is the crawl space? Well, all it is just writing down 2 feet, 1 feet on the plans. But if your draftsman is on vacation, or if he's sick, or if you're just not top of priority, because remember at this point he's already been paid. So now when you're
Mm,
calling him, it just depends on how fast he is to get you the plans.
to get your drawings. Okay, I've lost him again, guys. This guy is on the road. He's a project manager for some developers, and he's all the way, he's always outside. And so he's driving now from one location to the next location. There you are, Mr. D.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
Uh-huh.
I was talking about the draftsman and your surveyor. Just all depends on how long it takes these guys to get back, because the city, once they get your application, they're going to start working on it immediately, and then so now the city of Petersburg takes about 30 days. So within those 30 days, they're going to come back and ask you some questions. So now it's just up to your surveyor or your plan, your draftsman, to answer the questions.
Okay. All right. So then you have your team. So with the team, let's talk about that. Who are the players in this team? We have the architect, we have the engineer, we have the superintendent, we have the project manager. You got the special skill set guys, I say. So let's talk about the first phase of the team. Who are these players?
So yeah, you got so me, the project manager, and
Yep,
then the superintendent. We work hand in hand because my job is to make sure he gets all the materials and everything is scheduled. His job is to be on the job and make sure the guys is doing the work.
I see.
And he's also doing the work as well. But I'm like his
Right hand
I'm
man.
I'm his man in on the computer, and he's
Uh-huh.
my man in the field.
Okay, so you got a back end office, and then you got the field work,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Okay, and it's your job to manage the project to make sure that materials get on site. We're not paying more than we should be paying. The guys show up for work. The guys are putting in a good 8 hour day and get the job moving and stay on track so you can meet these deadlines and commitments that you have to others.
Yep. Yep. And so now, to make sure the guys is you know, on the job site, that's the superintendent's job.
Okay.
Yeah, my job is so I it starts off with the schedule and the scope of work. So I would
Hmm.
draft up the scope of work, and I would sit down with before the project even begins, before we touch the dirt. I would sit down with the superintendent and we'll go over the materials list and when he needs it. Then I'm going to start ordering stuff that needs to be ordered. Like, let's say windows. We're not going to need windows till about 3 to 4 weeks after we start the work.
Hmm.
But I need to order it now because windows is a whole time. It's 3 to 4 weeks to get the windows after you order it.
Yep.
It's not like sheetrock. Sheetrock, I can order the sheetrock 2 days before he needs it. But the roof truss and the windows, we need to order that 3 to 4 weeks ahead of time.
Okay.
So it'll be my job to make sure everything is ordered and everything is going to be on the job site. Because the one thing we don't want to have is the guys sitting on the job on the clock, not turning any wrenches or not
That's
swinging a
right.
hammer.
That's right. That's right. Because we have to know or remember that time is money.
That's
And so
right.
therefore everybody needs to be doing their part to push the needle here and get this project, I guess, kicked off and then on its way and then on to completion. So having said that, I'm hearing now that these people like manufacture homes versus building from the ground up. What is your preference and why?
So all we've done is stick build, but I'm talking to a company now out in Pennsylvania about modular homes.
Yes.
And as I'm looking at all the numbers, it doesn't seem like we're going to save much money.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like we're going to save much money. The only thing, if anything, that we'll save is time, because
Mm.
you order it and they build it back at the manufacturing company,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll come out and deliver it,
Uh-huh.
all already built. So we
Uh-huh.
don't have to worry about weather. We don't have to worry about, materials not showing up. The only thing we got to worry about is placing the order in 2 months. we're going to be they're going to be delivering the house
So,
completed
Mr. D, hold on a minute. So you're telling me that if I have a house built in a warehouse, let's just say, for lack of a better word, and they're building the house there, and I don't know how long it takes, but then they're coming and they're placing the house on the platform. It's
on the
not a
foundation.
bigger, I'm sorry,
On the
foundation.
yeah, on the foundation.
On the foundation. Okay. It's not as big of a savings as one may think because of time. Time is money. So I'm just saying, you're saying
Right.
it kind of, it all comes out in the wash and it kind of can be like the same.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like we're going to save a whole lot of money
Uh-huh.
because even though they build it, you got to pay for them building it, then you got
Yep.
to pay for the delivery.
Yep.
We still need to have guys on site because we still got to tap in the plumbing to the house to the ground. Then we got to tap in the electricity to the pole. And then the HVAC is not, I mean, you got your ductwork there, but you can't have your AC like in the truck. So all that needs to be hooked up, and the Freon needs to be hooked up. And even inside the house, we still need to have our carpenters like tie down the cabinets and make small touch-up paint.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So you said you and you know, I know you've been doing this whole project management thing for a while. And now what was the motivation to even reach out to the modular company? Was it because you wanted to just kind of investigate and see if there could be a saving with time and money and materials, since it's not being built outside? You don't have the weather, issues and challenges like that. You're thinking maybe it's at the end of the day, will you I guess, will you try one or two, or will you just say I'm gonna stick to what I know?
So we was reaching out for volume, and yeah, the answer to your question is yes. We are going to try a couple, but
Okay.
we was looking at it for volume because each crew, each superintendent can successfully manage 3 projects at a time,
Oh, really?
right? So
on,
if
on
we
the
get to the
on the
point,
manufacturer side?
no, on a stick bill,
Okay, on the stick bill.
right?
Okay.
So if we start doing any more than 3 houses at a time, then we're going to need some more crews,
Support. Yes.
right? So we was looking into the modular homes because we don't need a crew sitting on site for 2 months. We
Mhm.
might need a crew for a week.
Well, that seems like a savings in itself, but it's also going to go back to looking at what is it costing to build this modular home in this warehouse or wherever they're building it.
Right. And that's the things that we got to try. We got
Yeah,
to look
yeah.
into it, and we got to do an exam.
Okay, you're back. You're back. Keep going. Keep
I'm back.
going. You're
So yeah,
back.
we just
Thank you.
we gotta do one and test one out and see how it goes, and then crunch the numbers again.
Hmm. Okay. So, in looking at the budget, I know materials are high right now. Some materials you cannot get right away, they're on back order, and this whole lumber thing. So, does that come into play in the decision making process at all when you start talking about stick built over modulars? And I would think so. Because
So
you see,
another job of the project manager is pricing.
yes.
I've got to be shopping around Lowe's, Home Depot, Lumber 84, and there's some other vendors that sell materials. And my job is to always be finding out what is the price everywhere. Like these 2x4s, how much does Lowe's have them for? How much does Home Depot have them for? Lumber 84. Keep finding the cheapest price everywhere.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know,
So,
and then once I find that out, I got to keep track of it and keep a watch on it, because prices fluctuate. So
right.
every time we start a project, I got to go shopping around again and checking all the prices.
Exactly. So right now, in this space that we're in, we're coming into, I mean, we're already September, coming in less than what? 2 weeks or so. Today is the 22nd.
Yeah.
We're on going
Yep.
into September. We're already at the end of the year. So right now in your your goal setting, when people start looking at the goals for the year, you might say, well, I want to build X amount of houses in 2024 and then project it for 2025. Looking back at what happened in 2024, do you mess around with that at all? Because I think in the planning process, that's important. And then going back to look at what happened this year with you know material costs, delivery costs, finding the land. And that's another piece that we didn't even talk about, the price of land. That's a big deal too.
Hmm. So yeah, I don't think we're ever going to experience a fluctuation that we have during COVID, like we did during COVID.
Yes.
COVID was absolutely bananas. Like you couldn't get materials. Y'all know toilet paper. Toilet
We
paper
was
was
running in there
you
buying
couldn't get toilet paper.
15 packs. Yes.
So I
I
don't
lost.
think we're ever going to experience anything that bad. Uh
Yes.
oh. How about now?
No, you're good. Keep
Yeah,
going.
I
Keep
don't think
going.
we're going to experience anything that bad. Yeah, I don't think we're going to experience anything as bad as we did during COVID.
Right. Right.
And when it comes to the land, we're actively looking. We got wholesalers that's out there. We're also actively checking on the MLS. AJ has a few connections with the city of Petersburg that
Okay.
their property that's available for sale. So
Mhm.
land is everywhere. It's just a matter of you want to pick the best one you can get at the time. You know what I
Mr.
mean?
D,
There
say
might be
that
some
again. Say
properties. I
that
mean,
again.
we can't buy it all.
Right, but say
We're
that
gonna
again.
buy
I
the
missed
best. Which part again?
the part you started to say we're gonna buy the best.
Where
What,
we
dear?
get properties from? Oh, we're gonna buy the best property at the time. So you have a this month and then which is
I've
ideal,
lost you.
right? Oh, how
I
about
lost
now?
you.
How about now? Am I better
Keep,
now?
keep, keep talking. I think I lost you, but you may have come back.
Okay.
No,
Let me know when you can hear me.
I can't hear you.
You hear me?
Huh?
Oh,
No.
how about
I
now?
think it's your location. I think I've lost him. Okay, so basically, what I heard him say was that land prices vary, as we know, and I was just talking to him Tuesday about I was just talking to him. Oh, there he is. There he is. Okay, come on, Mr. D. So so guys, here's the thing. Basically, we know that land prices vary. I think for me being here in the DMV in Maryland, some of the things that we've looked at were expensive, and then when we visited Mr. D and his crew in Petersburg, it was more reasonably priced. So for me right now, I am looking in Petersburg. I'm looking in Florida. I'm in North Carolina. And then someone said to me, Louisiana. I am working on something right now with somebody in Louisiana. And maybe if I didn't say Tennessee, I'm going to say Tennessee. So for those of you that are on the call, based on where you are, if you see something that makes some sense, please hit me up. Let me know. Shoot me an email or a call. 301-520-3598 is the number. Mr. D, you back?
I'm back. I'm back. I think so.
Okay, very good, sir. So I will just say this. I'm excited to be in this space now with everything that's going on. I'm excited about a lot of things. That's what I'm hearing at the convention. And I know that I pray, that we're gonna be in a better space to help a lot of people. This whole workforce development, finding affordable housing for people that have not ever experienced home ownership. That's a big deal for me. I am a veteran. I'm all about trying to find and finding homes for veterans because that's necessary. Because anytime you can leave your family and travel outside of the United States, putting your life at risk all the time, every day. You know, my father was a Vietnam vet, so I know his struggles when he came back. There should be no veteran in the United States of America that don't have a place to stay. I don't
Amen.
care if you can't afford something. Most of them get checks, some of them don't. We need to find a way to make sure that all veterans are housed. Period. The government should find a way to give a grant or make affordable housing for veterans, and that's something that I'm very passionate about because of my what I saw my father go through as a Vietnam War hero, and so I'm going to continue to shine my light as best I can and get more involved. I want um to get more involved with what's going on with veterans because I think it's a big deal. And also, I also will say, not to shift from what we were talking about with development because it all kind of is in the same space. I'm also about returning citizens because I'm one of those people. Okay, and when we get back from respective places that we've served time, they don't always receive us the way that they should. Because anytime you've been in a situation, we don't know what happened. It happened. It's over with. Come on, give some grace. Give some grace. So I'm all about that too, Mr. D. So I'm just saying that I'm gonna be coming down your way again.
Come on.
I know that we talked about a list. It was one piece of information I was missing about the last 21 properties that we were talking about versus 7 years. Last 21 properties that we was talking about, and I just needed to get some additional information, and I'll talk to you about that on offline. Okay,
Okay.
I know you're traveling. I appreciate you coming on the call with me today, and
Thank you.
yes, sir, yes, sir. And then I'll reach back out, and that we will reconnect soon.
Okay.
All right, thank
Sounds
you so
good. I
much.
appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Same here. I appreciate you. And I'm looking forward to reconnecting with you, AJ and Ebony.
I as well.
All right. God bless you, sir. Have a great weekend,
Oh,
and
okay.
I'll
You
catch up
too.
with you soon. Yes, sir. Bye
Okay.
for now. Uh huh.